First of all, once again, I want to thank God, and I want to continuously be able to express myself in a relaxing, calm way. Because I understand they try to make me annoyed, and my my thoughts are so manipulated. I'm listening to their perp. Perps when they try to convince you of something that's false. Some of these perps sound like children, right? And they start talking in this word. Listen, they speak this way to sound like, oh my gosh, it's so boring because, oh, it's so obvious, we want so much, it's so obvious. It's like a child trying to present, like, when your mother or your father is trying to tell you, did you do your homework? And you try to make them believe that you did your homework. So Mom, yes, I did my homework, yes, I finished, but you didn't do it. But you want to sound like you did it. That's what they do. And then when you realize how stupid she sounds like, she's just bringing up, oh, they're going to sue you. I was like, okay. And I still don't identify to this manipulation. Oh, these people signed these papers. Okay. And guess what? I'm not identifying with this manipulation. What else is going to happen to me? Tell me. Because I'll be like, oh, okay. Still don't accept this false memory. Tell me something else. Tell me the sky is blue. I mean, yeah, it's very much blue. Actually, today's kind of grayish, but usually it's blue. Yeah. Use all the tonality. I understand you manipulating my brain. The way they play with my memories is so disturbing because my memories that are being played with is my childhood memories. In my last video, I talked about this moment with Sara that they try to change in different feelings and sensation. This is me literally turning 13 two months after turning 30. Now you understand that's like the brain of a child. That is much more of like the level of childlike is really strong there. It is so sad. Matter of fact, that summer I learned how to just watch myself. To play with this level of youth in regard to memories shows what they're how pathetic things are becoming. But I know it's falsified. But at that point, manipulating my memory then is easier. Because what they're doing is they're crossing reactions differently. They are crossing. It's crazy. If you go through if you search for Sara, tell the story of what happened at that time and how they're changing things. It got to the extreme where they make me imagine fondling this kid, which is falsified completely. But the true back and forth, the true battles that I'm having in my brain is the reaction I had. And it's disgusting because they're playing with people's my childhood reactions as a child. You see, they have the ability to cross things that don't like different feelings and put them together in different ways. That's what they do. When they do that in your childhood, your memory of a child, of you when you were a child, is just very. We're talking about over 20 years ago, right? And so that memory of your childhood is just like, it's going to be very fainted, right? So they can make you feel like you experience it this way, but what you experience is a different version of that, but they're changing it in a sexual way. They do these things where they cross reaction, and they do that when I'm even today, like they do that, make me feel like I experienced that like not too long ago, and it almost feels like that's what I experienced, almost. So when you're 20 years plus younger, you can imagine what they do. Now I understand what it is. They are truly rewiring your brain. For example, that moment is, and even talking about it right now, I'm getting stimulation. That's how they want to condition this to be a real memory. That in real time, when I'm speaking about this moment, they are giving me sexual stimulation to convince me that this is what I experienced. They are giving me a sexual arousal-like feeling at that time. To the point that today, as I'm talking about it and I'm thinking about that moment, they're changing it with this stimulation. I say in the prior videos, they are trying to create patterns. And they're going to look for whatever they can do to make me accepting of the way I'm experiencing things today. these people who have been known to be doing to do the pedophilia type of torture, and then there's entities that are having issues with child porn to a crazy level. And to hear a perp who sounds like a child try to convince you that what you experience you're experiencing should be accepted because she sounds this way is comical. And that's why when I see them, I'm like, you're a fucking clown and you're a fucking low-life pedophile. You know what I mean? Please try to talk about me as a kid and manipulate and rewire my memories as a child. You're a bottom feeder. And I'm hearing, and in the last video, you can hear when they make the dog bark. This is supposed, it's part of the investigation. Now, I understand I will never experience myself again. I have accepted that. I've accepted that today, whatever I experience is whatever they want me to experience. I have no control in regard to my memories and how I experience my memories. None. With time, it's going to get worse, and at this point, it's 4 years in of manipulations and conditioning. That's a lot of time. And so I'm being truly erased. So if it was already tough to think of me, how was the first time, 2 days is going to be even worse than ever. Like, if it was already bad when they were initially manipulating my memory, which was like day 1 or 2, today is completely boom, gone. And matter of fact, it's been tweaked even better to feel so real. And so this is why you see crossing reaction and stimulation to create and formulate and concoct a feeling that was going to make you feel like it's familiar. To get you, and but they do that when they do that in your childhood. Basically, you cannot. There's nothing you can do. That you. I am a test subject. I am a test subject. They are using me as this like human guinea pig to utilize this cognitive warfare tactics onto me. And a lot of it is a lot of manipulation of my memories to make me identify with what I'm experiencing today. And to help this identification to happen, they tell me how I'm going to go through some horrible things, right? They're not saying that to warn me. They're saying that so when they make me experience this reaction, they can be like, oh, they're horny. They're going to rape you. They're going to do that. We're going to frame you. Guess how they're going to frame you? Pedophilia-centric. In their mind, it does not look like a... So, I understand they have the same cycle of tactics. This Sara memory has been a memory they've been manipulating since day one. That's why if you go look for Sara, you'll see there's a video 8 months ago about the same thing. Right? It's saying the same thing basically. Try to create a pattern of all different sorts. Matter of fact, they even try to change what actually happened to something else. Now they try to exaggerate to even further, and it goes it's on and on. Like they're going to continuously do that. But the initial manipulation was really more of the manipulation of the sensation I experienced at the time. That is the hardest memory to try to recreate normally. I cannot. It's never going to be me feeling me at the time. It's going to be me feeling the way they want me to feel when I was that young, when I was 13 years old, or just 13 years old, because they're trying to create a pattern. Because what do they have when they are clear patterns that they do these manipulations and they force men and women to have reactions that are sexual toward children? And it's not me saying that, it's not only me saying that, but others. So they go into wherever they can. It's like, no, what we're doing is we're mimicking the reaction you felt when you were like 12, 13, 14. We're mimicking that. We're making you relive the way you experience things at that age. Right? That is their rational ways of trying to make me accept these things. Which on its own shows the stupidity of how they want me to be. The stupidity of the rationale they want me to identify to. Are you? This is what you have. And they go into black girls and they whatever things they can try to box out reality. And it's this cognitive warfare. But when they manipulate your memories, especially that one with Sara, I could feel how they do. I can basically articulate what they're making me feel. and understand how they're crossing things around. How they're mixing things to create this concoction of feelings. But I will never feel the way I truly felt at that time. It will never happen. Unless, and I don't even if they let me feel like something's more closer to reality, I don't even accept that, because I'm like, you doing that for a purpose, maybe you're going to then change it to something else. I understand. It's a cognitive warfare where I'm a test subject too. I'm being used as a test subject, as a guinea pig, and you do all this thing and see how I react, and then see how you can counter that. And I understand. There is no way I can be successful in that. I am a guinea pig against these governmental entities, even though they use child-like individuals, even though they use children-like individuals. That shows how fucking how sophisticated this technology is. This just an indication at the level of sophistication this technology is. If these people can be involved in it, that means there's nothing you can do about it. Because these people are basically children. These people are analyzing what they're going. So that is an indication that you're done. Look at this. They're gonna win. If these people can do that, and I'm not even trying to say that to insult them, but it just gives you an indication the level of sophistication this program is. Because they don't need to use the most sophisticated individual. This kid that's talking to you can still make you experience, or whoever's talking, whatever is going to be experienced is going to be experienced regardless, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing. Matter of fact, with time, it's getting worse with you. You're isolated. You're losing touch with reality, so reality can be easily manipulated. You're losing touch of who you were before August 19, 2019 because of time. And every day of your life at this point is continuously being manipulated and changed. So it's over. You will never be yourself. I've accepted that. And I'm saying that because I want to articulate that while I cannot experience that. For example, this crossings of this mixing of feeling and sensation to have this concoction of reaction that you have with Sara. This is this adorable baby that came, and she was trying to get on the computer, and I looked at her and said, oh, and I looked at her and I kissed her. When I'm saying that, they are giving me sexual stimulation right now. Because they want to condition me to make me think that that's what I experienced at the time. That kind of tactics is used all the time. That's the first indication that they are trying to get you to make you accept this. Why am I feeling this now? They're trying to get you to feel like this feeling that you're feeling in your growing area. That's what you felt there. And then they try to adjust it. No, but, and what they're doing is just rewiring. Because, when you see this, like, something adorable, as I'm saying that, they're stimulating me. You have this, like, this feeling. They are literally making me feel my genital area moving back back between my growing area, and to give me some feeling. No, you feel like it's somewhere there. No. You are changing that to go there. I know it's not that. I cannot re-experience what I actually experienced. Now I can just articulate it as if I'm speaking about something that I will never experience again. Because what I'm experiencing today is what they make me experience today in my memories. But what they do is the two different things. I got that initial when I saw it. I gave her a kiss. They tried to do this thing, and matter of fact, I'm so cranked up. It's so disgusting. I do this. I kiss this chubby cheeks. Very adorable, wholesome. And no, it's just like that. Ooh. But now it's changed. Like which at this point they try to say, no, you fondle trash. That's in the level of manipulation. That's like too extreme for me to even at this point go there. But it's going to go there at one point. But what they're doing is having that feeling, now changing into sexual stimulation. I'm like, this is falsified. Now what they do, because at one point I was kind of annoyed because this kid wanted to be on the computer and I was on the computer and I'm 13 years old. They're like, I want to be on the computer. And so they're changing that to, maybe, because you were angry. Because what happened is, and I hope that I'm not being too confusing, because I want to describe the manipulation. There's another time when the father was right behind me. We were about to go to church, and I have the same reaction. I say, and I kiss on the cheek. The father's right there. behind me. The father says, "Oh, Sarah, you look so cute. I want to eat you," something like that. They try to change it into something sexual, right? But you understand what she's trying to say. That cute, you know. But for me, they change it into something sexual. They're rewiring it into something sexual. It's nasty. So because that happened there, it's like, oh, you felt like that too, but right in front of the father. And the father said something that's basically you were experiencing too, but now it's rewiring this sexual way. Because he was like, oh, Sarah, you look so cute. You're just so eatable. It was something like that. You just want to eat you. Something like that. That's basically describing what he was feeling. Not that it's something sexual, but in that way. Now, me, rewire sexually. Beep. Then, they're like, okay, because of that, maybe it doesn't make sense. But when you're angry, can it get you like, and when you're angry, do you sometimes get like sexual stimulation or something like that? You know how anger can just like give you some anxiety and give you like a sexual reaction. And being angry that she wanted to be on the computer and I wanted to stay on the computer and she was annoying me. And they gave me that feeling of, it's not even the anger, because when you're angry, it's not like, you're just like, it's in your head, you're like, oh, but it's the anxiety you get, for example, when you're late, you're about to run, like you're looking for your keys, and like all the anxiety comes out. That can cause sexual stimulation. That's how the body reacts. It's just like, I think something in your body just forces you to get you to get some stimulation. And when you're like looking for your keys and you're stressed, especially like, oh my gosh, that can cause some kind of stimulation. Or when you have like pressure, it's like, oh my gosh, I gotta do this. That can give you sexual stimulation. So they say maybe you had that and rewiring me to have that kind of feeling and say, you see, that's what we match it with. But they're just creating these different feelings to give me to have these stimulations. And then another way is like, no, they make me think of when me and my younger friend, who's like a year or 2 years younger than me, when we were playing mom and dad. You know, you felt like that. It's like, no, you're doing these things to me. And they try to create these things. Changing things. That's manipulated to get me to get these feelings. It's just nasty. And they did all this, like, no, you're waiting for the nanny. It's like, oh, you like wish the nanny wasn't there. I was like, actually, I was happy when the nanny came because I wanted to be on this computer and she was annoying me. And when she took the nanny to grab her, I was like, oh, God, I can be on the computer, do my thing. I was super excited to be on the computer. I've rarely been on the computer at that time. But these manipulations, the way they are crossing things and manipulating me and concocting a feeling in my childhood, and it's a mixture of things that they can put together. And it's like they're working day in and day out. This is all things that manipulate me. It's disgusting. Disgusting. I mean, it's just... And it's funny how they try to create different things, because... And they're like, oh, you kiss her on the cheek, and you're like, oh, you know, because the nanny's not there, let me kiss her on the cheek. I was like, I kissed in front of the dad. It's just nasty. And the nanny, when she came, I'm like, thankfully, yeah, please take her. I'm the 13, like, I want to be on this computer all day. When she came, she's like, hey, Sarah, come. I was like, oh, thank God. I was like, oh, I can be on this thing and do my thing and do nothing but just play these games. I love to be on the computer. Now, I am saying this because I cannot experience the real memories anymore. I will never be able to. I speak about something that will never, it's like a legend that's happened that will never be happening again. That's how I experience my memories these days. We are removed from reality and our memories are removed. But when they talk about your childhood, it's so nasty, so pathetic. Can you imagine a grown man living in childhood memories manipulated? You know how frustrating it is that I'm in my late 30s, I'm here talking about me just turning 13, but you know, you feel like, what feeling you feel like that? I was like, come on, what? I'm out here dwelling on some false memories that they're creating and how they manipulate this memory in my late 30s. Because they are trying to create a pattern. Because they want me to identify with the manipulation they have done to so many others. These people who are so pedophilia-centric that governmental entities will rank them as top tier in child pornography. Matter of fact, you know what they were trying to use as validation? That's how tiresome it is. These people who gaslighting me into everything. No shame of what level gaslighting is. Earlier they would try to make me accept this false memory of like this very wholesome moments when I was in high school. Then try to gaslight me to make me accept this nasty fondling. So because this trash used the same tone that she used when they would try to tell me that this bill was passed, because when I looked at S1413 from I think 116, the name of the bill is End National Defense Abuse Act. This bill alone did not pass, but it went through via the defense bill, something that it will. And I was like, this looks like it didn't pass. And like, no, it passed. I was like, okay, well, I guess in my mind, like, if they say that, it probably passed at some point. But I didn't know if it passed at the same time. And then like, yeah, it passed. You see, we told you it passed, so we're not lying to you. And it's like, no, and these same people will listen to a testimony of a woman and be like, no, it's not real. No, it's not real. They want to have credit on something that actually validates me. Because this bill that passed is a bill that passed because there was such an issue with child porn being trafficked via this DoD network, which is the DoD technology that's destroying my organs right now. Because this program is ran by the DoD. This is the program that is run by the DoD. These trash are contracted by the DoD. This bill is supposed to stop the amount of child porn being trafficked on the DoD network because it was ranked 19th out of 2,900 networks for trafficking some of the most child porn comparison to all the United States network. 19th. And these child protective services said this ranking was consistent. They were being top tier on this ranking consistently. And that's why this bill was created, to try to attempt to limit the amount of child porn being downloaded using DoD computers on DoD networks. And they're here in my brain talking about me as a childhood. These people, not only famous to do the pedophilia type of torture, coming from the entities who have top tier issues with child porn, but also have consistently manipulated people in the pedophilia ways, and also torture children, and also manipulate the brain in these nasty pedophilia ways, but have also the ability to manipulate your memories in however ways. Matter of fact, the DARPA has been so advanced in memory manipulation, they are ahead of everything.